If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
All right, thanks, Nestor. I want to wish a happy day after anniversary to Nestor and Jen. Happy 9th anniversary. Congratulations to Jen putting up with Nestor for 9 years. Also, a shout out to Krista, my waitress, who apparently says she can talk sports better than any of us can. So, Krista, we'll see if you can hang in a little while. Also, Drew, glad you're still here. I know you're up at 6 o'clock in the morning on the air every day. Probably means you get up at what, 4 o'clock? 2. What are you still doing awake? All right, ladies and gentlemen, Baltimore Ravens season is here. Training camp started today. 2 things to be noticed of. Number 1, Haloti Ngata did not practice today. Slight hamstring strain, according to John Harbaugh. Nothing to worry about. He apparently tweaked his hamstring, getting ready during his conditioning test. So Haloti Ngata is going to be out at the start of camp. Find out that information on the text service from WNST.net. Also, a bigger concern, or not a concern, depending upon how you look at things, Brian McKinney has not reported to training camp yet. Apparently, according to the Ravens, he has an issue. Now, we don't know what that issue is. It could be something serious, so I don't want to make too much fun of him. The other problem is he might just have an issue where he just weighs too much and didn't want to show up, not be able to take his conditioning test, and not be able to get out on the field. McKinney was held out from minicamp, mandatory minicamp, due to his weight, due to his size, and the Ravens gave him a target weight that they wanted him to report in at practice. And my gut feeling is McKinney can't hack it. He's not going to be at that weight, and that's where this issue came. Like I said, hopefully it's nothing serious and I'm not making fun of the guy. But here's the thing I'm wondering about. If McKinney can't go, is that the end of the world? Is a Brian McKinney who's overweight and out of shape a better solution than moving Michael Orr to left tackle and letting him play the position that the Ravens intentionally drafted him for? Okay, Michael Orr had another year under his belt. He's going into year 4, and it's time to find out, is Michael Orr the real deal? I highly doubt Ozzie Newsome drafted and made a trade to get Michael Orr on the Ravens with the intention of him being the right tackle of the future. Okay, there's nothing wrong with playing right tackle. It's a very important position. But I'm convinced Ozzie brought him in, and if you put Michael Orr on the left side, okay, Michael Orr is a veteran. He's got experience. He's played in the playoffs every year in his career. He's played in big games. He's beaten the Steelers. He helps transition whoever our left guard is. We then have these young guys over on the right-hand side of the line. You got Ja Reed. You got KO, the big mountain. You didn't draft him just to sit on the bench. And all of a sudden, this random rule of 150 that John Clayton created, and all of a sudden it's gospel. If your entire starting offensive line has a combined age of 150, bad things are going to happen. How much offensive line has John Clayton played in his life? I mean, I don't want to be rude to John Clayton. He kind of reminds me of Beaker from the Muppets. How is he the end-all, be-all on professional football? But, having said that, if the Ravens do slide Orr over to left tackle, one of these young guys, be it KO, be it Ja Reed, one of these guys slides in at right tackle, all of a sudden the Ravens have a pretty youthful offensive line to block, to run the zone for Ray Rice. Runs some inside zone, runs some outside zone. Better pass protection for Joe Flacco, who I still say is one of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL. That's right, Joe Flacco is elite. 44 wins in his first 4 years in the NFL. Go through the conferences. Who would you rather have under center than Joe Flacco? If you're not sold on Flacco, go to NFL Films, go to the NFL Network, watch both Steeler games from last year, watch the AFC Championship, watch what Joe Flacco did in the second half against the Arizona Cardinals. Joe Flacco is a young quarterback. He's growing into the position. He's got the confidence of his teammates. He's got the confidence of his coaches. And when the game was on the line in Pittsburgh last year, he hit Torrey Smith in stride to win the ball game. When the game was on the line up in New England, he hit Lee Evans in the hands. When the game was on the line up in Pittsburgh a couple years ago for the playoffs, he hit Bolden, he hit Hushmanzadeh. Don't be judging Joe Flacco because certain people can't do their part of the equation. Hang on to the football. The offensive line, going back to my original point, we've got the anchor in Matt Burke. Matt Burke's a little bit older than we'd like him to be, but we've potentially drafted his replacement. Michael Orr, left tackle. Brian McKinney's not here. Hey, McKinney, thanks for what you did last year. Ladies and gentlemen, Baltimore Ravens going to the Super Bowl. Follow them on
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.